Welcome back to my episode reviews of the original Rescue Bots cartoon. Today, we're taking a look at the episode, The Haunting of Griffin Rock. In this episode, there's something strange in Griffin Rock. Who you gonna call? Rescue Bots! We begin this episode with Jerry driving an armored truck in heavy rain when what seems to be a ghost appears in front of him.
Torso apparition, and it's real.
Of course, Jerry being Jerry, this ghost, which we will later learn to be the Lady of Griffin Rock, causes him to drive off the cliff. But luckily, he somehow seems to be okay, minus his truck, and Blades and Danny save him.
Looks like someone's afraid of ghosts and goblins.
Why do you think Cade still sleeps with a nightlight?
Cade is afraid of ghosts? That's kind of ironic considering that Cade's voice actor, Jason Marsden, also played Garrett in Extreme Ghostbusters.
We came, we saw, we kicked ghost butt!
In fact, we have another Ghostbuster in the Rescue Bots cast. Maurice LaMarche, who plays Chief Charlie Burns in this series, also played Dr. Egon Spengler in the Real Ghostbusters and Extreme Ghostbusters animated series.
Not according to my PKE meter, Peter. I got a solid reading from their containment unit. There was definitely a Class 5 Phantom in there.
Speaking of Ghostbusters, in the next scene, Cody enters using a firefighter's pole, just like the Ghostbusters have in their headquarters.
Wow, this place is great! When can we move in? You gotta try this pole.
I wonder if this was an intentional nod on the part of the show's creators. Cody explains to the Rescue Bots what a ghost is, which makes me think of Starscream's ghost. So ghosts definitely do exist in other Transformers universes, but I can't recall if we've ever seen a ghost in the aligned continuity.
Like, behind you!
So Frankie calls Cody wanting to test out her dad's invention, the spectral vapor filter, which is quite obviously supposed to be a legally distinct version of the ghost trap from Ghostbusters. Seriously, this is obviously a ghost trap. In fact, I suspect that the orange part where it opens might even be a little homage to the upgraded version of the ghost trap as seen in Extreme Ghostbusters, the series which, as I mentioned earlier, Cade's voice actor was in. Now if only Sari was in Rescue Bots. See, because she was played by Tara Strong, who also voiced Kylie from Extreme Ghostbusters. Oof, I had such a crush on her when I was a kid. I really liked her whole goth alt punk girl vibe. And I really liked that she had armor. None of the other Ghostbusters got to have armor. And she was in charge of the ghost trap, which to me always seemed like the most fun part of ghostbusting, throwing the ghost trap. And it snapped to her back like Captain America's shield. Wait, what were we talking about? Oh, right, Rescue Bots. So we then cut to the jail where Evan and Miles are being held, which is where we meet Deputy Barney, who is obviously an homage to Barney Fife from the Andy Griffith Show. Although I wonder how many kids actually got that reference, seeing as how that show is like 50 years old. However, I am glad to see that there are other emergency workers in Griffin Rock besides just the Burns family. The team is then called to the bank, which seems to be haunted by another ghost.
Follow me, men!
Men? Was I just insulted?
Yeah, how can that ghost assume Danny's gender? Seriously, how can he think that Danny is a guy with that pixie haircut? Yeah, that's it. Come on. So what if she's a little bit tomboyish? That doesn't mean you can make assumptions. So the Rescue Bots attempt to catch the ghost, but it seems to be impossible to apprehend. The ghost draws them outside, and when they return to the vault, it's completely empty. After answering a fire emergency in a cafe, a ghost appears in front of Cade.
I'm not afraid of you!
That's not quite the line I was hoping for, but it's probably the closest we'll get in this episode without Hasbro being sued. So they finally try the ghost trap, and it seems to work, but only for a moment.
Griffin Rock emergency. Yes, I do believe you, Mr. Harrison.
Again, I think this might be another nod to the Ghostbusters.
We're ready to believe you.
And for a non-Ghostbusters related reference, when Blades is freaking out that there's a ghost inside him, this reminded me of the part in Captain America Civil War when Vision flies through Ant-Man.
How did you...
There's a ghost inside me? Get it out! Get it out!
Something just flew in me!
Likewise, I wonder if Chase saving this woman and her baby from Huxley Prescott's flying satellite dish might be a reference to Dana and Oscar from the second Ghostbusters movie. Or maybe I'm just reading too much into this now. So Frankie, Cody, and Doc Green figure out that the ghosts are actually holograms.
Daddy? Who are they?
I don't know. There appear to be rogue holograms in the system.
Rogue holograms in the system? Or you could say that they are ghosts in the machine, which is almost the name of a future episode of this series that Evan and Miles also appear in. So they figure out that the brothers are responsible for the ghost sightings around Griffin Rock, and they set up a trap of their own to catch them.
Nice try, but Cade don't scare easy.
Again, that wasn't quite the line. It seems like they really want to say it, but maybe legally they can't. And we end this episode with Cade finding out that there may have been a real ghost among the fake ones all along.
Oh, wait a minute. Where's the Lady of Griffin Rock?
She's not in the database.
But that means that she was, and that I was...
What a fun episode of Rescue Bots. My only complaint is that I wish they would have done more to acknowledge the fact that Jason Marsden and Maurice LaMarche are also former Ghostbusters. Also, now that I think about it, too bad they didn't think of some contrived way to get Agent Fowler to cross over to this show like Bumblebee did in a previous episode. Then we would have had another Ghostbusters alumni in this episode. All this talk of Ghostbusters really makes me wish I had the time to review that series too, especially Extreme Ghostbusters. Oh well. What about you? What did you think of this episode of the original Rescue Bots series? As always, let me know your thoughts down in the comments. Remember to like, subscribe, and do all that other fun stuff. And I'll see you back here next week for the next episode of Rescue Bots: Little White Lies. See you then.